M&M's lore is horrifying. You think M&M's are just a couple bits of chocolate? Oh, no, 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 no. Because the cinematic universe of M&M's commercials proves that it is way more complex than you would ever believe. From tricking each other into getting eaten alive, to the red one transforming into a human, specifically Danny DeVito, just so he can get hit by a car, to the green one being in an adult magazine for some reason. I'm uncomfortable. And also, I'm Danno. And today we're going to talk about the insane lore of the M&Ms. In case your parents hate candy and only let you grow up eating vegetables, or you're part of the new generation that will only ever eat Feastables, or you're from Sweden where M&Ms are outlawed, this is an M&M. Created in the 1940s as a candy for war so that chocolate wouldn't melt in the pockets of soldiers. And now it's famous for having freaky weird mascots and being the favorite candy of the odd ones out. Also for tasting good, I guess. But let me tell you, M&Ms are cursed! See, when they were first introduced, they were one of the first companies to use the very unique branding idea of not having a mascot. Hey, we don't need a tiger or a dumb leprechaun. Let's just make the advertiser of our food the food itself. Well, kind of. In reality, it was just kids with M&Ms for a head, but yeah, close enough. Eventually, it changed and evolved, and other companies caught on, like Twinkies and Mr. Peanut, except they had personalities. For example, the Twinkie dressed like a cowboy, I guess, and Mr. Peanut dressed up like the Monopoly Man. So some CEO in 1995 went, I got it! Let's make them afraid of being eaten. And voila, they created an amazing marketing campaign that's lasted for 30 years and sprouted multiple Wii games. Seriously. You guys make freaking candy. What do you know about making games? So first up, I want to talk about the in-universe canon for these guys. One, their official name is spokescandies, meaning they were hired to be spokesmen and women specifically to promote eating this candy. You know how the Chick-fil-A cows say, eat more chickens, that way you won't eat beef. So why don't the M&Ms say, eat more Hershey's Kisses so we don't have to die? Is it just because their jobs are incredibly limited by the fact that they're just giant walking circles? Well, apparently not, because they pick up odd jobs on the side, like being an office worker and bullying a mime, to being on an adult magazine. Seriously, why? What else is, I guess, it's just normal in this world for some foods to walk around and talk, and some food to not. Which means that the people that want to eat the M&Ms are actively going out of their way to eat something that's alive, even though there are versions of that thing that are not alive. So the humans in this world are just evil, basically. And not like regular human evil, I mean like evil. But here's my question. If it's a known fact that food gets up and walks around in this world, then did Santa just not get the memo? You know what I'm talking about. It's one of the two candy commercials that gets reused every single year for the past 30 years, where Santa sees an M&M walking around and he just faints because he can't believe that they're real. But like, how is this news to him? Like, anyway, isn't Santa supposed to know every single person on Earth and their name so he can put them on the naughty and the nice list? Well, if he doesn't know who the M&Ms are, then either Santa is just speciesist and he only keeps track of the humans, except no, because he employs a bunch of elves and talking reindeer, so Santa is canonically respectable of other species. So the only obvious and logical conclusion is that M&Ms don't have souls, which is why Santa doesn't canonically acknowledge them. Speaking of souls, by the way, in the M&M canon, they can die. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so afraid of getting eaten. But what happens when an M&M does die? Well, you might be saying, well, we don't know, because it just hasn't happened yet, except it actually has, because these freaks of nature actually ate one of the spokescandies. Yeah, that's right. There's supposed to be one more in this lineup that's just not there, because these guys ate them. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't believe me? You think I'm just making this up? You think this is just some big conspiracy? No, 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 no. This is just blatantly stated in a commercial. They ate him. Look at their guilty faces. This is equal to just seeing a group of celebrities for a company have a bunch of human guts smeared all over their face. Look, they only left the shoes and the gloves behind, which means they also ate the weird fleshy limb parts, too. This opens up a whole nother can of worms. Like, why did they decide to eat this guy right as he got on stage? Were they just trying to protect their status as spokescandies? Is this like a deep conspiracy in the M&M's lore? Or maybe they ate this guy out of like self-preservation? Was it premeditated? Or maybe they were just like fighting an addiction like Edward and Bella, and then they just couldn't hold on any longer? Seriously, we need to get to the bottom of this. Why suddenly did the M&M's just decide that it was time to eat this one guy, and none of them have ever turned on each other before? No, but this one is the one exception to the rule. Sorry, I got a little out of my depth there for a minute. Anyway, so I think that's a nice segue into the next segment, which is cannibalism. They're cannibals. I don't care what loopholes or theories Matt Pat came up with. No. These guys are full-on cannibals. They're eating themselves. Even if it's just smaller versions that aren't actually alive. Listen, if your buddy Eric was eating human-flavored crackers, chances are you wouldn't want to be around Eric anymore, because that's weird, and Eric has some personal things going on in his head that he has to sort out. Seriously, why are we okay with this? Again, I keep bringing up the Charmin bears and how weird that is, that we just accepted that they just love pooping in their society, but I feel like the M&Ms have gotten a pass for far too long. And going back to the soulless part, there have been multiple times when they just outright sell each other. Like this commercial, for instance, where the brown one finds out that this scary girl just loves chocolate, and instead of warning her friend, the brown one just says, hey, let me set you up on a date, which... Sorry, wait, a date? They date humans? Why? Oh my gosh, in any of these trailers, I don't think the M&Ms have ever shown signs of liking each other, but they've definitely shown signs of liking humans. Is this to do with, like, their 20% flesh part of their bodies, which is, like, similar enough to humans to be willing to date? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, a centaur is also, like, kind of a dude, so maybe it falls in that region where it's not 100% weird, but it's still just strange. And honestly, this is all just barely scratching the surface. They have hours and hours and hours of commercials, including this one where they go through, like, this whole dramatic friendship breakup arc, and, like, there's, like, this dramatic song and stuff, and then how the whole internet cried out because the green one stopped wearing shoes that made her look attractive, which, why? And now sometimes people just do, like, human centipede type operations on these M&Ms, like how they wanted to put the pretzel inside the orange guy, and let me tell you, I don't see any scar lines, so either they use some weird creepy magic, or they just shove the pretzel right up the orange one's anyway. Why does he have bones? Honestly though, just digging to the root of the problem, I think all of this just stems from the fake M&M's action commercial that was aired in like 2015. And honestly, it didn't look half bad, but then it just turned out to be an ad. Seriously, it gave some genuine like Looney Tunes back in action vibes with like goofy characters in an action movie. Man, that would have been cool. Also, these live action commercials remind me of the Rabbids for some reason. Am I wrong for that? But anyway, that's all I have to say about that for now. There's plenty more M&M's commercials, and I could be very detailed by the lore, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and let me know if you want a part 2 to this very deep lore dive and this serious take on the M&M's commercials. Because, oh boy, I could run on this train for hours. Yeah, that's... Yeah, okay, I have to bring this up again. This is literally just being attracted to a circle with eyeballs. I don't get it. Is it because of the go-go boots or something? It's like being attracted to an annoying orange character. Now, look, I can draw a circle and put eyes on it. Is that attractive? No, it's just weird. Ugh. This one, however...